How's it going, YouTube? Liam from Bleach Australia here, and welcome back to Let's Play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So, after exploring the new content of the game from the previous episode, I knew that I had to do another recording and get back into finding and looking into more of the endings in the game.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Alright, I knew I had to do that at least once. Okay, so.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Oh. 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 Hello. New content? Are you kidding me? New content? Hang on a minute. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to do it. Let's do it.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
What have you got this time, narrator? Ah. Well, at least we don't have to go through, the other stuff.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Oh, wow. Wasn't there like... Oh, didn't this ever got brought up in an interview or something if there was like ever going to be a Stanley Parable 2? And they were just like, probably not. I don't remember, but... new content? Make it a sequel? That would be funny, actually. Like, it would be just brilliant to just hide the name or the number 2 for the Ultra Deluxe. I know that this is like a joke of something, but...
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Are we going to have new models or a new character? Or any more characters? Ooh, hang on. Dead. Okay, so it's not going to open. Hello? They're back. 2 doors. Oh, look at this. Look at this. What do we got here? More TSP, better TSP, paradigm shift, synergy, blah, 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 blah. The color red. Let's look at this. Ah. Thanks for attending my meeting. Just this little thing down here. The Stanley Parable 2. I wonder if they actually, yeah, they would have to sort of experiment with like different, title styles. Like, this is, of course, paying homage to a lot of other previous games. Like, I think the one from the bottom is, I think that's a nod to The Last of Us, maybe? Not sure what the third one is, nor the second. And I think that one is a play on with the 2 in the actual title before they went with this one. At least that's what my idea is going. Oh, there's a laptop. Laptop at this screen. Oh,
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh. I see you've been busy. Portal 2, Half-Life 2. Sequels are good. Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City. Divinity Original 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. I love these little Easter eggs. They're paying homage to, of course, bring in the names of all the sequels of video games. I know that I have not tried out Arkham City. I do have the Arkham games. I haven't touched them yet. Still need to play through Divinity 2, or Divinity Original Sin 2, excuse me. Definitely played Doom 2. I didn't know if there was... Oh, unless if you were talking about the movie Return of Jafar. Whether there is a game for it or not, I do not know. Dark Souls 2, have not touched Dark Souls 2. I've only messed around with 1, and I need to get back into playing that. Okay. Oh, look, a red carpet! The premiere... the premiere of the Stanley Parable 2! We're going this way. I wonder, I'm actually thinking about something like this. I wonder if this bit here is actually possible because of this being on Unity. Because you guys remember, so Ultra Deluxe is now using the Unity engine, or it's been ported. The original game has been ported to the Unity engine along with the new content that has been made for it. I wonder, I'm not 100% certain, I wonder if most of the new models that we see here is because of Unity. That's my guess. Whoa.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh. The button exclusive. That's new. Oh. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Wait a minute. No.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
So they're attempting to do, he's attempting to do the fourth wall break, because I've played games that have that element, especially if you're playing, I know I need to get back into recording episodes of One Shot, because I know I've hold off on recording that for a bit. But having a game bringing your own name up, like as sort of a fourth wall break, is crazy, but it's so cool that that's a thing. Creepy, yes, to some people, but so cool that that's like a feature. I remember actually playing, let's see, so, Fallout 4. I know that depending on the character you choose, depending on which first name you go with, for example, my own name, oh, I think is it Hogsworth? Is that the name of the robot in Fallout 4? He actually says your name or the name you choose, like and he pronounced it as Mr. Liam, or if it was a female character, I reckon it will be Mrs. a name that is actually on the list. Like that's pretty cool in some cases. Will this work?
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
What happened? Where am I? What's going on here? What game's this? What am I doing in this room? Whose room is this? Is that a camera? Oh, well, hi, my name's Jim. What happened here? Mario? Super Mario? What am I doing? This is not my body. What's going on here? What happened? What's this button right here?
Jim. Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Okay.
Jim. Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I'm so confused right now. Hang on, I need to think about this. Ah, well, sorry about that. Hope this Jim fellow had enjoyed himself. Okay. So, okay, yes, that I was being the Jim in the scenario, but I mean, like, come on, you gotta have a little bit of fun now and then. All right, so that's the Jim button. What else do we have?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Oh, hang on, what's this? A little pointed up thumb. This new feature. Reassurance bucket. A reassurance bucket, you say?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Did I take the bucket with me? I guess the bucket...
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
What's in here?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Oh. I would say this one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Imagine if I tried pressing the 12th birthday one and that came up with the other one. What's in here? What the heck? Oh, that would have been funny if this was all cartoonish. That would have been great. Oh, the infinite hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Telio?
You see, isn't it wonderful?
Oh.
One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
All right.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Oh, if you guys have watched the particular videos, the sound of what it reminds me of. Huh. Oh no, that's blocked off. No matter how much lower pitched the sound can be, it somehow loops back up to being a higher pitched sound then goes back lower. I can't remember what it is, but apparently it has some psychological effects. What that is, I honestly don't know, but look, achievement. 3 new easy achievements. Hello? Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps. Oh.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I wonder if there's like a way to actually try and break it. Unless if I have to repeat it the next time. Start the game over again, it's there. Imagine if this was actually like...
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Imagine if... I wonder if this is actually like teasing a possible sequel. Probably not. They're probably just making this into a joke, but it would be funny.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Aww. What's this, so what's this door back here? Where does this lead to? Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Fair enough. So what do we got here? Settings World Champion. Oh. Oh, that can't open? Ah. I wanted to see this World Champion setting thing. Okay, what's back this way? Collectibles. Oh, I see. Can you find them? Can you find them? Ooh.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
I mean... it would be nice to have an award, just to show or prove that you've actually done something. But I can sort of see where he's coming from. All these freaking statues. What the hell? 1 of 6. Why do they look like amiibos? I just realized, why do they look like amiibos?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Let's see. So, 5 is the map. Jump circle we visited. Free achievement we visited. The button that says gym. Merch. Merchandise. Oh, over here. What if this is real merchandise? Oh, there's a QR code. Hang on, wait a second. Where's my phone? Does that actually work? That actually works. There's actually a website. There's a website. Wow. This has to be a joke, of course. I'll have to... Alright, I'm going to keep that there for now, but... Wow. I wonder if those are like... I'm wondering if those are real. I'm just like, is there actually going to be a real... Like a real set of merchandise that are in sale at the moment? That would be funny. The Stanley Parable Insurance Bucket, which I got. Office decorations, epilogue, collectibles, infinite hall, and that's it. Alright, I think that's it. Oh wow, look at that.
Alright, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Let's see. Wow. Big art, dude. Oh, hello. What's this?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
No way! Oh, look at that. Oh. Oh, it just makes it feel like it's a complete sequel. I know it's a joke, it's a gag, as they put it, but let's do it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right, here we go. Hey, look, the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Door on the left, you say? I will do it. Let's see where this leads. I'm kind of curious.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We're going to follow the narration's voice for this one, just to see what to expect.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I'm not sure if it's the logical explanation, but... Ooh.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I love this. Going down.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I want to keep with the story. And let us turn on the lights.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I love it that he's just making the bucket feel like part of the story now. It's just so funny.
The monitors
Lights
jumped
on.
to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
And only for the bucket. Ooh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Oh, it's so silly, but I love it. I love the silliness. Shut it down, boy.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
Uh-oh.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The heck? Oh. Huh. Okay. So they added in, Oh. Okay. I'll leave the bucket there. Actually, no, wait. I want to see what happens when, I take the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Alright, I'm gonna try and quickly see what happens if we go a different direction with the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's go right this time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Oh, that's right. There's an elevator along there. We won't go in that way just yet, though.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Wait a minute. There's a collectible there! How do I get to the collectible? How do I get to collectible? There's a tunnel down there. Bye.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Okay, so I'm going to end the episode off here. Wow, that is weird to have the pause menu like that. Alright, I'm going to end the episode off here, right? I honestly don't know what to expect from here on out. I'm not sure if I quit out the game, if it's going to appear again as Stanley Parable 2, or if it's going to go back to Ultra Deluxe. It doesn't really matter. Like, oh man, there's just so much new stuff to wonder and explore. But I am going to end off here, so thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then click the like button, click the subscribe button for more videos sending your way. Until then, this has been Let's Play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, or the Stanley Parable 2. However you want to go for it. Until next time, I'm Blade from Blaze of Australia. Leave out!